I just realized now that I never turned my microphone on. So I've been talking for, 20 minutes. No, 17 minutes. And nobody has heard anything. I just happened to look up at the meters and noticed one of them was dead. And it's because I never powered my microphone on. So I'm sorry. I mean, the background music at least is working, so you had that, but I am an idiot. Oh, unreal. Well, you know what? That's okay. Because, I mean, the first 7 minutes was all technical stuff anyway, because I was getting things fixed. But you know what? That's okay, because it gives me a chance to say again, well, I shouldn't say again, for anybody listening or watching for the first time, that I am going to be going to Adobe Max this year in LA. And I am extremely happy about it. Wasn't a sure thing at all. Really wasn't a sure thing because Max is expensive. I'm just going to say it. I wish that I had the funds to go every year. If I did, I would go every year. And I have no doubt there are people who go every year. Good for them. I wish I had the income to be able to justify that every year because it is not cheap. When I say it's not cheap, I don't mean that I'm staying in a 17-star hotel. I'm saying no matter what, it's not cheap for people who don't have a lot of money. And so I got very lucky that it was workable this year. I have to think that the last time I was at Max, it had to be pre-COVID. I don't think I've been since COVID, so that's 5 years. And I love it. I've been to 3 Maxes, I believe. Yeah, I had to have been. Because I've been to 3 Maxes. And every time, I've talked about this before, every time, it's such a positive experience. It really is. It's what, for some people, I imagine some kind of religious retreat would be, where you kind of feel this reinvigoration of yourself. And for me, that's the creative end of it, because you're just around. The thing about Max that's hard to really convey properly, but is in fact the best part about it, is that you are surrounded by people who are just all creative individuals who are in this one place all together because they want to be better at doing the creative thing that they like doing. They're around other people who, hold on a minute, that one throws me off so much looking at it. Anyway, sorry. And they're just around other people who also are creators and want to enjoy creating, want to make stuff, why is that line there? That line is bothering me. Oh, because I'm looking at it wrong. God, I keep looking at that line wrong. Sorry. So yeah, it's Max is just, it's so great. It's so great. And that's the thing that I think is really sad about it, is that it's not cheap. So a lot of people simply cannot go. You know, even if you live nearby, it's still an expensive conference to go to. And I think the great crime of that, the great shame of it, is that it would be so beneficial for people, especially creative people, who so often, creative people have so many problems with self-doubt and thinking, yeah, what I'm doing is not good enough. It's not good. If only, you know, and to be around other creators, other people who are, you know, celebrating being creative people, and to feel that energy, it is like a religious thing. It's as close in my life as I get to anything religious, because I do feel like it's, you know, this, you hear about people who say they go to church and they feel like they're filled with the Holy Spirit, like God or Jesus or whatever deity you believe in infuses them with this warmth and this light, and it energizes them and makes them, you know, want to go out and be in the world or something, whatever it is. And that's what Max is like for me. And I think for a lot of people, is this idea that, you know, you feel like so much of being a creative individual is unfortunately doubt and kind of, you struggle with a lot of things. Not necessarily that you're miserable per se, but it is a tough thing at times for many people. I mean, there's some, obviously, just like anything in life, there's some people who have a high degree of confidence. They look at their stuff and they think, yep, my stuff's good. I don't think that would be most creators. I think that would be a rare case where somebody is highly confident in their stuff and never doubts it. I think most people, myself included, look at our stuff from here, from time to time and go, Just getting a quick sip of water. 1 second. Delicious. So Max is kind of the opposite of that because, like I said, you are around people who are all there because they're trying to be better creators. They're trying to learn things. They're trying to improve things. And so I think just within surrounding yourself by those people, it benefits you. It makes things better for you. So I really am thrilled I'm getting to go. I was saying this, of course, my mic wasn't on, I realize now. I will probably rent. I have to talk to a friend of the show, Ant Pruitt, about this, because I think he had said that he really liked that little DJI Osmo 3 camera. I know a few people who use them. I have really no reason to buy it and own one myself, but I looked and you can rent them for about $70 for a week, which is pretty good. So I will likely rent that and, I am not a vlogger. I don't do videos very often, that type of thing, but Max will probably be the exception where it's like, yeah, you know what? I would want to walk around the conference a little bit and just, say how great it is and let people see how wonderful it is to be in that environment and just kind of, go look at things and just kind of have the raw experience of it. I think that would be really fun. So I will probably do that. And plus, it might be fun to just play around with that little camera, see if I have any actual desire to do anything like that. I seriously doubt it. I've said before, the thing I would love to do is get some kind of, I guess I could get a what do you call it? What do they call it? GoPro, and put it on my head for painting, really. Because I'd like to do that for the paintings, the Bob Ross paintings, where I follow along with Bob Ross and I kind of do that. That would be fun to kind of be able to record it and let people see what the experience is. Like, okay, here's why I'm making the decision I'm making, that type of thing, That'd be fun. I think that would be amusing. And some people might get a kick out of that. Because I've seen how some people show their painting stuff, and it's fine, but it's not how I would do it. I would want that first person perspective where you're seeing my through my eyes, at least, what I'm looking at and how that's working. And then I would explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think, the closest, because like I said, there's supposedly a pair of Chinese smart glasses that are saying that, you could do local recording for some amount of time. Because I've talked before, I think, about how the Meta Ray-Bans, the other part is I don't want to buy anything from Meta. But also the Ray-Bans can only record for, 2 minutes? And then you have to... Nonsense. No, I want more storage than that. I want to be able to actually use them to record stuff. I'm not going to walk around recording people because I have no interest in that. But I would love to be able to record how I do certain drawings, like if I was doing a magic card or something like that, to be able to... Because the actual people I do the cards for, they're interested in that stuff. So I'm sure they would want to see, here's how he, actually illustrated the card. Here's the actual motions of it. See how it works. Probably a value in that for those people. But the painting thing would be more interesting to me. That's the part where I'm like, it would be neat to show people now, especially because now I'm doing bigger canvases. So it would be easier to actually see what I'm doing up close and how I'm kind of achieving certain things and why I'm doing certain things and the frustrations too, and the parts where it's not going right and you have to try to fix it. Like, that's valuable too. It's good for people to see that artists make mistakes and have to figure out how to navigate them. I don't think that trying to pretend that we all do flawless work all the time is beneficial. I think it's good to show the frustrations and the times where it doesn't work out. without, letting it completely devolve into being utterly negative. I don't want to do that either. There's the sketches. Really, I didn't do any dark marks on there? It's really surprising. Well, I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Wait, let me see where this line would come down. Let's do this. And we'll do this and that. There we go. There we go. Come back to the black. Fill that in. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still a little bit kind of like, wow, yeah, I'm actually going about it because, like I said, the thing that I think is saddest about Max is that more people don't get to go. I wish that there was, that Adobe would do like every, say, third year or whatever, that they would have 100 seats, that they would go find people and let them kind of write, here's why I'd like to come to Max, and, here's why I can't afford it, and then bring those people in and let them be, they would be such evangelists for the company. That's how you take that, you take somebody who doesn't have a lot of money and doesn't have a lot of viewers, but is clearly passionate about what they're doing and really wants to be better at it. And let those people experience what Max is like, and then they'll go out and tell people how great it is to go. Why would you not do that? That just seems like such a simple thing for Adobe, a company that is, it's got its PR problems as far as the creator community, so it could certainly use any help it could get between their subscription model and some of the other things. There are people who are very anti-Adobe. I'm not one of them. I've said that before. I will be an Adobe diehard until the day I can't afford it anymore. Or die. Whatever comes first. Because it isn't cheap. Again, it's not cheap. It isn't. But I do love their products. I use Photoshop at least a few times a day, every day of the week. I live in that program. I love it. So, like I said, I think it would be great if Adobe let more people experience what Max is, because it's so hard to, I can't ever explain it. There's no way to really explain what it feels like to be at that thing and just to be around people like that. It is so energizing. Really is. And look, if you've watched these streams and if for some reason you listen to podcasts, I'm not exactly the most social person around. And I'm really not. I am not life of the party type person. Just not. But to be around creative people and to just kind of bask in the warmth of people who are there to make stuff and to create, that is something special. That is a magical thing. And like I said, I just wish more people got to experience it. And unfortunately, the pricing of it is just going to mean, and that's forgetting even if you don't live in the United States and you have to travel for it. They do it in other countries. But any type of travel, especially right now, is just going to be so expensive. So unless it's literally in the city that you're in, you're going to be incurring some cost between the travel and the hotel and all that stuff. So it adds up. And it adds up fast. So that's why, one of the things is I know that it is unlikely I will ever be in a position where I can go every year, but to go every so often, there's things where you have to look at your money and look at the costs, and you really can't justify it. There are times in life where there's something that you really want to do, but you really want, and you realize it's just not a justifiable expense. We all have those things. They're different for everybody. I mean, unless you're super rich. And if you're super rich and you're watching my stream, I'm very surprised. So I'm going to guess there aren't many people who view my stream who would be counted in the ultra-rich category. That's just a guess, but I feel relatively secure in making it. So for most people, you run into these situations, probably a lot in some cases. We have to say, okay, this is X whatever. Is that within the budget of whatever other consideration there is? because so much of of when it comes to life and expenses and everything, it's all trade-offs. Like, okay, I do this, what can I not do on the other side of it? And a lot of times, something like a conference like Max is not going to be something where you can say, yeah, this is worth it. I'm getting a drink again, sorry. May not be the easiest thing to be able to justify, but there is an intangible to something like Max that is, it's so hard to communicate it. It really is. It's just hard to convey it unless you've gone, and then you know what that is. I've compared Max, I think, in the past. I don't know if it was on a stream or on the podcast, I don't remember. But I really compare it to, now, this movie is now probably considered an older movie, which is amazing because it's from the 90s, but that now is older. There's a Bill Murray film from, I want to say mid-90s. No, maybe it's 92. Hold on, let's take a look. Let me take a look because it's going to bug me now if I don't actually look. Let's see. Bear with me a minute. Let's see here. Let me see here. Hold on. Oh, that's awesome. All right. 88. Wow, I was even farther off than I thought. So it's a Bill Murray movie from 1988, which is even older now, of course, because now you're talking about a movie that is, oh God, almost 40 years old. It's 37 years old. Oh boy, do I feel the years coming on. In any event, it's called Scrooged. It's a comedy based on the Ebenezer Scrooge story, the Dickens Christmas Carol story, where Bill Murray is playing the Scrooge character. Not named Scrooge, named Cross, Frank Cross. But he's basically Scrooge. That's what he's supposed to be. And at the end of the movie, you know, it follows a Christmas Carol, so he is rehabilitated from his selfish and misanthropic ways and becomes a champion of people and Christmas and the Christmas spirit. And at the end of the movie, there's a live program that's going on, and he's just escaped a future where he was going to be burned alive in a casket, remembered only cruelly and by people who he has corrupted in his self-involved misery. And he escapes it, and he's talking about Christmas spirit, and he's saying, it's a really great feeling, and I wish I could feel this every day, and he's going on and on. It's a great little scene, and that's what Max is for me. I wish that I could feel that energy all the time. I truly do wish I could. Fortunately, it's just not the way that it goes a lot. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not, I do find a lot of joy in other artists and their work. So that's a good thing. But for what Max provides, if I could feel that all the time, oh boy, would that be something. All right, so I'm going to alternate colors on these. So we'll make that color. Let's make this one this color. And let's do the bottom one in that color. Okay. Now let's grab rose gold, I suppose. Why not? It's a color people seem to like. So we'll do this one in rose gold. We'll do this big central one in rose gold. We'll do this one over here in rose gold. And let's do this one as well. Okay, and then we'll pick one more. Did I already do the yellow gold? Is that what I just did? Maybe yellow gold? Is that this? I think it is. I want to say that is from there. So let's go with this gold down here. Yeah, it's definitely a different color. Okay. So that'll be this one. This one. Oh, I'm going to need one more for that. This one. So let's use this one. Use this yellow or gold. Oh no, I did that one. Okay, I didn't realize I had that little pocket there. All right, perfect. So let's do this. Take this one. And let's do all this. And then I'll probably be done after I do these here. Oh, wow. Okay, let's bump that up to like 5, maybe. See how we do. I can do a little bit more than I was doing. There we are. That's good. So, yeah, I wish Max had like more conferences in smaller areas so that more people could get to it. You know, I really, there's conferences for so many dumb things that don't really contribute anything positive to the world, but Max is different because it is so uniquely focused on the creative community. And, you know, of course, look, I'm not a fool. This is also partially something Adobe does so that people have a fond notion of the company and will want to stick with them and use their products. I know there's a benefit to them too. I'm not pretending this thing is entirely altruistic, and Adobe doesn't gain something from having people coming to their conference where their logo is everywhere and people like me talking about it and posting about it and all that stuff. Of course there is. That is definitely true. But I also think that's fine. If it allows for this type of collaboration and these types of communities to get together and celebrate the act of creativity and being artists and being creators, hey, that's a good trade-off. It's a good trade-off, you know? So, yeah, I am excited for it. I am really looking forward to that. I almost never, ever in my life want to be away from my wife and my dog for any extended amount of time. Generally not even half a day do I want to be away from them. And I inevitably will. I already know it. I can pretend it won't happen. Of course it's going to happen. I will get probably pretty lonely and pretty depressed to a degree in probably my second or third night there, especially at night when the conference is over and I'm just sitting in the hotel room and, you know, just kind of sitting there. And that's the times where I miss them the most, because I just will. Because I'm really fortunate. I am really fortunate in a way that I continually realize how lucky I am that, unlike a lot of people, I like being around my wife. I like being around her. I don't want to get away from her. I don't look forward to trips as ways to, you know, get some time away. Like, it's never been my thing. Some people, I've heard them say that exact thing. Oh, this will be a fun trip. You know, it's a week off, a week away from the wife and kids and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, I cannot figure out what that is. I just don't. I can't. I mean, I just never do I feel like, yeah, I could use some time away. No. Nope. I am exceptionally happy just sitting around with my wife, watching TV, watching movies, playing video games, playing board games, taking a walk somewhere, whatever. All that stuff is great. Making a meal together, that's all fun. You know, that's contentment for me. Some people need more than that. Well, that's fine. Everybody's different. But for me, I am an exceptionally simple person that way. I know what makes me happy, and I don't ever want to get away from it. So yeah, there will be at least a night or two when I'm down there that I'll be missing them, and that'll be tough. But, you know, I'll probably just go to bed early, and then I'll be up early and head back. Just get into the convention center and just know what the day ahead is gonna have, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's not a particularly long drive. I'm gonna drive there, which I'm sure I'll hate driving in LA at first, because, you know, who doesn't? But it's okay. It's okay. I like having my car. That way, if I need to, you know, go somewhere, I'm not relying on anybody else. Not big on Ubers and Lyfts and all that stuff. I will take a cab, not even Uber or Lyft. I just prefer using cabs. I'm a New York boy. I'm used to cabs. So to me, I just have never, ever gotten I've never been in a place where I want to use Uber or Lyft. Just don't. I will always call a cab. There's just something about that it's a piece of home for me, is being in a cab. Like, I just prefer them. It's just me. I know most people don't have that. At some point, depending on how things go, there may not even be cabs at some point before I depart this planet. Meaning die, not go to space. So I would not be surprised if cabs as we know them today don't exist at some point in the future. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't be exactly thrilled about it, but I wouldn't be shocked either. But I like cabs. I like them. Like I said, there are these things that are fundamentally New York things that I tend to like because I grew up with them and I remember them. And they just feel like part of my identity. And yellow cabs in particular are one of them. You know? Just how it is. So yeah, I don't think I'll drive to the Peterson Museum because honestly, if I getting stuck in traffic in a cab is one thing. You just kind of, you can kind of recline in the back and let the driver worry about it. It's not your problem. Being stuck in traffic, ooh, that I don't enjoy so much. Some people I'm sure don't mind. I envy them because I do mind. But I do want to drive down there so I have my car. And that way if I do go to the museum and I pick something up, not a painting or anything like that, but if I want to be able to take something back, I don't want to have to worry about, okay, am I going to be able to fit enough of my luggage to get on a plane? I mean, not that I want to get on a plane right now anyway. I truly don't. I mean, I never want to get on a plane. I shouldn't say that like there's times where I do. I never want to get on a plane. But let's see, where are we at time-wise? 51 minutes. Okay, we can do one more. Let's do this one. Do this one. And then I think we'll call it a stream. I don't think anybody actually showed up for this one. Or if they did, I mean, the thing is supposed to be working. So if you're typing messages, God, I hope that they're showing. They should be showing up. So I hope people aren't typing and I'm not hearing it. I didn't hear a beep or anything, so. But I also don't know if anybody's actually, you know what? I really should check, shouldn't I? It's usually somebody shows up, and that's fine if not. I'm not saying like, oh, nobody showed up for my stream. But I don't want to have it where people are actually trying to ask me questions and I'm not responding. Like that would bother me. So let me just verify something here really quick. It's only taking a minute. Okay, let's just see. Oops. Yeah, I didn't type that right. Come on. Hey, there we go. Let's see. No. There it goes. Okay. Let me just check on the chat windows for these things. Let me look on this really quick. Sign in. Go ahead. Yep. Sign in. Wait for the pop-up thing. Just, come on. I don't know why it does that sometimes, too. Go ahead. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Wait for the pop-up. Let's check real quick. I'm just going to go look at the live thing really fast here, which is in here. And let's go to the live thing. Oh, no. Chill mode, sorry. I don't know why I couldn't see your... This is exactly what I was concerned about. Man, I am really sorry that I didn't see your stuff. It did not show up. I don't know why that didn't show up. Oh, I've got to figure this out. That is so frustrating. I am really sorry. I just had a hunch. I had a hunch that something wasn't showing up. And sure enough, it wasn't. Oh, that really bugs me. Yeah, it says it's already live. Well, it's not showing it, so there's got to be something weird about these chat windows. Okay, well, I guess I guess what I'm going to have to do is I guess I'm going to have to, what's the word for it? I'm going to have all these windows open because you can pop these out. So I guess I'm going to have to, you can pop this chat out, right? Is there a way to pop the chat out? I thought there was. Isn't there like a pop out thing? Yeah, pop out. Okay. Now the question is, if I close this, does the pop out stay? It does. All right. Well, you know what? I am really sorry that I did not see that window, but I now know what I'm going to have to do going forward. Wow, I am really sorry, Chill Mode. That sucks. That you were typing stuff and I just missed you by like 10 minutes. I really apologize. Okay. You know what? I think the social stream thing just doesn't work. There's something about it is just not working. So I think at this point, I end up more frustrated with it than if I just pop each of these chat windows out and just have them running. And that's fine. You know what? I'll be fine with that. The only thing I won't get is the sound effect, but if the chat windows are just sitting there popped out, I can just look at them. So that really bothers me because I thought it was working and obviously it wasn't. But you know what? That's fine. I'm going to just... Oh, that line shouldn't be there. Hold on, let me fix that. Oh, yeah, it should be. Geez, it just looks like it shouldn't be. Okay, no, it should. All right, well, sorry about that, Chill Mode. I do apologize. What I probably am going to have to do is, yeah, I will figure this out. I think I would have to do something like this, where I would say... It would be what? Actually, this is good. Let's see. So it would be what? Browser, maybe? So we'll say YT-OAF- chat. And if I say OK, and then what? Oh, I see. That's that's what it means by browser. Well, I don't want that. No, I do not want that. What I need is like a window capture, I guess. So is it screen capture, maybe? Let's do YT-OAF-chat. Now let's see what this comes up with. Wow, not the display. I need a window. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, I mean, that's way too big, but I can probably just shrink it to like here. And then move it to there. Okay. And then if I just shrink this, that would work. Okay. I mean, the only problem with this really is trying to fit all the chat windows in here, but I can figure it out. I can take the Walkman and I can, isn't there a rotate option here? Hold on, let's see, order, transform. Okay, we would want to rotate counterclockwise, yes. And I could basically take the Walkman, shrink it a bit, but still enough that you can see it. Put it right, actually I really don't have to shrink it that much. I can expand it back out, there's nothing here. So if I put that right there, let's see, kind of like that. All right, and then, yeah, that'll work. And so that would be the OAF chat, and then I have to add a secondary one, which is, what did I say that was? That was a screen cap. That would be YT-TON-chat. Okay. And then that one would be a window. And it would be the other one, which is... how do I see what that thing is? Well, I probably have to figure that one out. Is it this? Yeah, it's that, but it wouldn't actually be that. Let me resize this to match the other one. There we are. Stack that like that. We would shrink this down to the same size. Yep, and then I can stack it right there. See? Hey! Holy chat, hey, you stuck around, Chilmo. That's great. I thought you bailed. Sorry, I really am sorry that I wasn't seeing what you were saying. Yeah, this is what I'm going to have to do. It's okay. I'm just realizing that this is the only way to have this reliably work because it's just not working the other way. So in fact, I'm going to shut that off because it's not doing anything. Oh, well. Yeah, okay, that one went away. That's okay. I'll fix that next time. It doesn't really matter. But the social stream thing is just, it ain't happening. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it. And yeah, I want to remove it. Well, now you're... Oh, that's great. Well, I'm just getting ready to actually shut the stream down, but I'm glad you came back because I'm really sorry that I didn't see your stuff earlier. So, yeah, it's interesting. Now it's replicated those two windows. Well, I'll figure that part out. Also, I'm out of water. So, actually, wait a minute. Do I still have... Oh, I still have it open. Wait a minute. Let's test this. Oh, do I not have it open? Oh, I have that open. Can I open... Oh, will that work? Hold on. Will that work? It worked! Whoa! Hold on. I didn't think I was going to work. Let's try something. Hold on a minute. I'm going to try... What if I switch accounts to here. Hold on. This is actually fascinating. All right. This... Oh, it's going to pop up. And it's going to prompt me to say, yes, sign in now. Now, here's the interesting bit, is how will these things mix together? I don't know if they will. I could actually run two browsers. That would be okay if I had to do that. Let's see here. Hold on. If I go here, and I go to this chat, and I say live chat, and I say pop out, and then I close this window. Now, what do I have? Let's see. Put that right there, and I put that right there, and I shrink this down. See, this is where I'm really curious, because this is showing, I don't know how this is going to work, to be honest, but Social Stream Ninja, right, I tried setting that up in my favorite. Yeah, it's just, it makes it out like it's supposed to be really easy, and it absolutely is not that easy. And I really don't know, I don't know. It almost feels like every third update they do for it, it gets screwed up. I have unsaved changes. Sure, save them. I don't care. All right, so I need to switch to the other. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. So now we see both of those. Okay. Now the interesting part is what happens when I do test one. Yeah, I mean, I don't get the sound. That's the only bad thing is I don't get a sound, but I could just pay attention. It's okay. Oh, good. And that's it. So the only other one now is the Twitch stream. No, this does work. I forgot. This works. Except you can't see it. So I have to, okay, I'm going to have to add a, I just have to figure out how to show the dock for Twitch. I may just pop that out in some window. We'll see. But you know what? All right. That's as much as I was going to do tonight anyway. So let me do this. And hey, I'm really glad you came back because I felt really bad. I wasn't seeing what you were typing, but I believe I now have that solved. So that problem should. Whoa, my iPad is really low on battery too. So it's a good thing I stopped anyway. 20%. Gotta charge the iPad. Anyway, overall, the stream itself appeared to be working. So that's good. Chilmo, quick question. Was the actual video working the whole time? Was the video okay? Because I've got this new setup for multi-streaming, and I think it's okay. Yeah, thanks. I now have a plan so that I won't have that happen again. So hopefully you were seeing the video the whole time. I think that was working. I didn't see any problem indicators there. So that's the fundamental video. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, all in all, a generally successful stream. It's always something. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out and bearing with my constant inability to have technical problems or to have a lack of technical problems. I do appreciate that people bear with me through all this stuff. So on that note, everybody, yeah, no, actually, that is, like you say there, you know how frustrating it can be. A lot of people are streamers that show up on this thing, so that is one good thing, is a lot of people are aware that this is not nearly as easy as it really should be. But like I said, regardless, I think I've got my action plan. The pop-out windows will work. It's not the most elegant thing in the world, but hey, it works. So on that note, as I always say, go find a creator that you enjoy and support that person. It's kind of tied into what I was talking about with Adobe Max, where creators have moments of frustration, and a lot of them have them a lot of the time. And it doesn't mean you have to give them money. Not everybody has money to be able to donate to a channel. Some people do. If you can, that's great. But if you can just drop those people a nice comment, if you can like their work, if you can reshare their work, something like that. I'm leaning forward in a very strange way when I say this, so I don't know if my acoustics sound weird, because I don't usually lean forward, but I just am. But if you can do that for somebody, then it's worth doing it, because it's probably going to mean a lot more to them than you think. Yeah, thanks, Chill Mode. I appreciate you bearing through it, man. And yeah, next time this should not be an issue. And on that note, everybody, thanks for being here. Whether you're watching live or later does not matter to me. I just appreciate that people stop by and enjoy the work. Hopefully enjoy, with quotation marks around it, enjoy this stuff. On that note, again, thanks for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, or very late night, depending on what you're doing and when you're seeing this. And until the next stream, again, thanks for hanging out. And until next time, take care.